Welcome to American Black Journal. I'm Stephen Henderson. A nonprofit organization called Reading Works is leading the charge to improve adult literacy rates in the Detroit area. It's estimated that 1 in 3 Michigan residents has poor reading and writing skills. So Reading Works has set an ambitious goal of enrolling 20,000 adults in literacy programs by the end of 2020. Not only will this effort change lives, it'll also help to strengthen the local workforce. I'm proud to sit on the board of directors for Reading Works, and joining me today is the group's Director of Program Outcomes, Kristen-Barnes Holiday. She's joined by Amy Amador, who's the Executive Director of the Mercy Education Project, which is one of the partner agencies, and Barbara Willis, COO of the Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries, is here to talk about a pilot project involving her organization and Reading Works. Welcome, all of you, to American Black Journal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kristen, I'm going to start with you. 20,000 people by 2020, that's just 5 years away. How close are we to that goal, and what do we need to do to get there?
Well, currently across 9 of our impact partner agencies, we're servicing 2,800 learners. While I know that it's
we need 10 times that many almost.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
While I know it's a very ambitious goal, we're certainly working towards it because that's the only way that true transformation happens.
Yeah.
And so.
And those 2,800 people who are participating, what kind of results are we already seeing when they are enrolled in these programs?
We're seeing a broad range of results. I guess I can say results from a mother coming in saying that she wants to be able to read to her child, and now she can read to her child, from a student who might come into a Mercy Education Project and they set a goal of graduating with the GED, and they actually graduate and get that GED and move towards sustaining themselves and their families.
And it's people from across the community. It's not just in Detroit, it's all over Southeast Michigan that people are going to the partner agencies and participating, right?
Oh, absolutely. We operate in the Detroit metropolitan region, currently operating in Wayne County and Macomb County.
Right. Tell me about your organization and what you're seeing from the people who come to participate there.
Sure. So Mercy Education Project has been around since 1992. We provide adult education services for women, everything from adult basic education to GED preparation, and then helping them make that next step to college or career.
Yeah.
And we serve over 160 women per year. We have women who've come in at that very basic literacy level and seen them improve over the time and get their GED, and then go on to college, to job training, and be able to become employed to sustain themselves.
Right, and so you guys see from beginning to the end of this that it actually works and it makes a difference for people's lives.
It does. And sometimes people think, oh gosh, adults, they've already had their chance. But we see people who they really want to make an improvement in their lives, whether it's for their children, whether it's to improve themselves so they can get better employment. We see women who really want to do that, and they need that opportunity. We need more opportunities for people to do that.
Right. Detroit Rescue Mission has always been involved in these kinds of services and activities. Tell me about the role that Reading Works has been able to play in supporting organizations like Detroit Rescue Mission and in coordinating the kind of things that we're doing in the region with literacy.
Okay, a little background about the Rescue Mission. 1909, so 106 years that we've been in the business. We have shelters, transitional housing. We service about 1,800 people per day, men, women, and children. We have a detox unit. We have substance abuse. We serve veterans. So we're really all across the board in terms of the homeless.
Sure. And
thank God for Reading Works. Our homeless population, women and children, those are the ones that really grab your hearts.
Sure.
Women experience, some come in out of prostitution, some come in out of substance abuse. So there are all kinds of stories there, but Reading Works has partnered with us to start a pilot program, and it's actually a family plan, so that they're working not only with the mothers but with the children.
But with the children too, which is the key, a real key to reducing adult literacy problems, is getting at it early before people develop those.
Right, and breaking that chain.
Right.
that has just been going on for so many years.
Yeah.
So we're really happy that they partnered with us. So the pilot program is going well. We enter into phase 2 in June, and they'll be going many more days. They're going 2 days a week now. They'll be going probably 3 to 4 days a week for the working with tutors. We have also folks working with the young children, and it's just a really, really good program.
Yeah. Kristen, I want to ask you some questions about the specifics of teaching adult learners. We know a lot about what works and what doesn't with people who didn't get the opportunity to develop their literacy skills as children. What are the obstacles, though, to getting more people to be able to do that?
I think there's tons of obstacles to get more people to be able to go to programs like Mercy Education Project or to be a part of the program at St. Vincent Sarah Fisher through Detroit Rescue Mission. And just as Barbara has recently mentioned, you know, people have problems, challenges, prostitution, you know, they might have matriculated through the K through 12 system, but didn't get all that they need.
Have a diploma, but still don't have
Absolutely, but still lack the skills. Yeah. And so I can personally say with Reading Works, it was important for us to come together, not just as one organization, but 9 organizations across the Detroit metropolitan area, because certainly one voice operating under one umbrella is so much stronger than 9 individual voices.
Right. And how much time are we talking about when you have somebody who comes in and really just has maybe no more than a 3rd or 4th grade set of reading skills? How long before they can be considered more functionally literate?
We found that a person who comes in with a 3rd grade reading level, it takes about 3 years. Under the old GED to get their GED. Now the GED has changed just recently.
It's harder, right?
So it's going to take a little bit longer. We're seeing about 6 months more in order to get that GED, but 3 years. So it's not a quick fix.
I mean, I think that's important to note too. There are people out there who are selling quick fixes. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, you can learn to read. We're finding that doesn't really work.
And the fact that the GED is online now, computer skills.
Right. You need the computer skills to be able to just take the test.
Just to take the test or do the prep, and so, like Amy said, from a 3rd grade level, maybe 3 years, a year at least, just to prep them and bring them back into the mainstream.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Because that fear of working with computers is just unbelievable. Still, in this day and age, for some people.
Absolutely.
And Reading Works, you've brought in, I mean, there is a lot of attention to detail in terms of how we get people from that low level of literacy to higher levels. It's a very disciplined program.
Absolutely, but it's not one size fits all.
It's not one size fits all, right?
Yeah, and a lot of people believe that there is one
way
cure.
to teach everybody.
Yeah,
right?
to teach everybody, but certainly no. That's why we have 9 agencies who are focused in different areas, ranging from pre-GED and GED to adult basic education, where a student might be on the 1st grade reading level.
Right.
And so some students might need one-on-one tutoring, whereas other students might thrive in a classroom environment.
In a classroom setting, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. What about the scale up that's necessary to get to that 20,000 number? What are the nuts and bolts of what we need to do to be able to reach that goal?
Well, forming more connectors. Like we have one connector in the Detroit Rescue Mission, and we need to form more connectors. Eventually, we'd like to add more partners, but as I'm sure these 2 ladies know, that takes funding to be able to do things of that sort. That doesn't mean that Reading Works stops just because we don't have the funding that we need to get the job done. But certainly adding more partners and making more connections with agencies in the community that need literacy needs.
Yeah, talk about the funding picture. How is that changing? What's interesting to me is that right now we're seeing a lot of investment come into Detroit that wasn't here before. I get the sense that not a lot of it, though, is getting to the agencies like yours, which deal with the people who have the greatest needs in the community.
Yeah, I haven't seen new funding for adult education. So Reading Works has been a great partner, being a part of that collaborative that has allowed us to do some new things like increasing our computer literacy for our students and adding another instructor. But there's not a lot of funding for adult education. It actually, at the school district level right now, there is a discussion in conference committee about whether adult ed should even be funded.
Should even be part of K-12 funding, right? Right.
So that's pretty scary.
Yeah, right. I mean, when you've got, like I said in the open, 1 in 3 Michigan residents who struggles with this.
Yeah.
And that's why, again, Reading Works has just been a godsend for us. And we're in a pilot program right now, which we certainly hope to expand.
Yeah.
We're working with women and children. At the Mission, we have programs for men with children, for veterans, just the whole spectrum. So we'd like to expand eventually to all of those areas.
I want to ask you, how important is it? You know, a lot of focus on literacy is about, hey, we need people to be able to work. We need people to be able to have good paying jobs. But there's so much more to the world of literacy and so much more value to including people in that. You guys must see that every day. It's not just about work or training.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a big part of it, but it's also about people's self-esteem and who they are. You know, if we have a community of people who feel terrible about themselves or feel like they're hiding this kind of shame because they didn't finish school or they can't read, what kind of community is that?
Right.
If we can have people empowered that they're able to read and they feel good about themselves and that they can accomplish something, how is that's going to translate to their children, to their families? I just think it makes for a really stronger community.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's especially with our population, with the homeless, and the backgrounds that they have, and it's just so important for that self-esteem.
Yeah.
To just move ahead, to be a role model for their children, to help each other, and just to kind of flow back into the community, you know, as a really substantive person.
Sure, sure.
But
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say too, Stephen, that's why Reading Works certainly operates as a collective, so that we're not only getting through to the community in the Detroit metropolitan area, but we want to make such a great impact that we get through the federal policymakers, state policymakers, and corporations as well, and let them know the plight of the issue in terms of adult literacy.
And the importance of investing in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's where the fight is right now.
Absolutely.
There's a disinvestment that's going on that we need to push back against. I want to thank you guys for being here, and
thank you.
Let's get to work on that goal. 5 years, we'll make it, right?
Oh, we'll make it,
That's
certainly.
right. That's right.